March 14, 2020. Well, shit got real the past couple days with the coronavirus restrictions and travel restrictions and cancellation of events. The Royal Easter Show has been canceled. The U.S. Champions Trophy has been canceled. So all the events that I had prepared for over the course of the past 25 weeks are now off. So a little bit upset about that, but it's beyond my control, and the rationale, as I understand it, for the cancellation of those events and the cancellation of all the professional sports leagues here in North America is associated with allowing to slow the virus exposure and to allow the healthcare professionals the time that they need in order to care for the critically ill or the critically adapted or infected by this horrible situation. And so what's a fellow to do? You know, we don't know how long this restriction is going to last. We don't know how long it's going to impact society. My hope is that once we get into warmer temperatures, that it will be like the influenza virus, and that it will, it will peter off. I'm hoping. We'll see what happens. But be that as it may, as long as I'm healthy, I'm going to keep on plowing and plugging, because I only know one thing, and that's work and hard work. When I made the decision that I wasn't going to Sydney, I was immediately depressed and down in the dumps. However, the realization came that there's not much can be done about that. That's beyond my control. And let's make the most of it. So now I've got 20 days that are blocked off on my calendar wherein I have nothing to do. But the unfortunate reality is that freaking turkey season doesn't start until April 27th. So damn it. So looks like me and my dad might go coyote hunting. So I'm going to be very much not a lawyer during a lot of that time, because my guess is that all of society is going to be under lockdown. So more time in the woods for me, and I am going to take that as far as I can, whether that be with an axe, a chainsaw, or with a gun or bow, whatever. So today I have no idea what I'm going to do. Definitely not going to do a Champions Trophy race. Those things are too hard. I am going to store all my hardwood that I have remaining, that I had saved for the last two sessions. And good thing about hardwood is it keeps forever. So just stand it up on its end and let the water do its work, and it stays good for a couple of years. So I'm going to consolidate that, clean up around the barn, and probably cut some softwood logs. Definitely going to cut a couple trees and some stock saw races, because that's what I suck at. And I'm going to cut some fast underhands and standings, because I think I'm finally starting to get back to where I was when I was at my best. So it should be an interesting season, if we have a season, and I want to continue this path. Weigh 245 this week. It's the lowest I've been in a long time. So let's have fun. Sydney is off. The U.S. Champions Trophy is off. All of Timber Sports is suspended until end of May. So Webster Springs is still on. I know that for certain. Yeah. So today I'm actually cutting some softwood. That's a Euro foot freaking white pine, 37 inches. So I'm going to use a decent axe on it. See what I got in me. This is the first time I've cut softwood thus far this year, other than the CT training I was doing. Yeah. Hoo-ha! Shit out of me. Haven't cut a foot log in 8 and 6 for 8 years. So, yay. Now I'm going to cut a 13-inch, full 41 inches white pine underhand. And these axes I'm using, they're good, but I've got 2 boxes full of the good gear locked away in my house. So, we'll see what happens. Time for one of these things, 11-inch pine. Haven't done this yet, haven't cut right-handed, so I'm going to go freaking full bore on this one and see what happens. I'm using a woolly butt axe, which means it's got a real thick edge on it so that it can take knots, which I think there are knots in these pockets. But it won't cut the wood on top very well, so I don't have really high expectations, but we'll see what happens. Wasn't satisfied with that last underhand, so I put up a full 38-inch. That's a regular old style foot underhand. I'm going to use the axe I use in that standing block. So it's a big 8x8 banana, and I'm going to see what I can do. Is the other end of this side was 38. This one's actually a little bit bigger. It's right at 39, so it's bigger than a foot. No way in hell I'm gonna cut this in 8 and 6, but I'll fucking try.